Welcome to the season finale of Power Rangers of Atlantis, Tides of Reckoning. The pressure in the ocean felt heavier than ever. Deep within the blackened abyss, Stavros, now more corruption than man, sank to his knees, clutching his trident as tremors racked his decaying form. His armor cracked and hissed, dark steam rising from between the plates. The toxin had overtaken him. His voice was no longer a growl, it was a rasp, a breath away from nothing. I gave everything, and still, I'm breaking. As the corruption swallowed what little remained of his humanity, the Atlantean grid flickered citywide, casting pulses of crimson light across the ocean floor. The signal was clear. Nightmariner was no longer stable, and the city would feel the consequences. In the palace's Hall of Tides, King Poseidon stood at the end of the throne room, flanked by his children, Princess Proteus and Prince Trident. The room was tense. I have made my decision, Poseidon said, voice regal but grave. Proteus's child is of royal blood. If she will not rule, then the child will be raised as heir. Trident didn't react outwardly, but inwardly the ocean boiled. I have dedicated my entire life to Atlantis, he said through clenched teeth. I never asked for this. I never wavered. And now, because she's carrying a child with a ranger. Damaris is a hero, Poseidon interrupted. You speak of legacy, but I speak of what's best for our people. Trident's fists clenched. You're wrong, he said, cold and final. And one day, you'll see that. Without another word, he turned and walked out of the chamber, his silhouette fading into the shadows of the palace corridors. Elsewhere in the Hall of Guardians, the team regrouped. Pharion and Gala carried the fatigue of their last mission on their shoulders. Haust and Lazo stood nearby, sensing the storm ahead. Damaris entered, his presence commanding. Proteus stood by his side, quietly supportive, her hand occasionally resting over her abdomen. Nightmariner is preparing something big, Damaris said. The grid is fluctuating. He's lashing out and losing control. Joe's voice chimed in from the comms. You don't have much time. His body can't contain the toxin anymore. When he breaks, the energy wave could level half the city. Then we stop him before that happens, Damaris said, and we do it together. Poseidon entered, a golden relic in hand, an ancient Atlantean chest carved with swirling runes. He opened it, revealing radiant golden armor. The time has come, he said, presenting it to Damaris. This was forged for the protector of the realm. You are no longer just a ranger. You are the Golden Atlantean Knight. Light pulsed from the chest as the armor assembled around Damaris. The golden trident shimmered in his hands, and a royal cape flowed from his shoulders. His visor gleamed like polished coral. I will not let Atlantis fall, he vowed. The team departed for the final battle. At the edge of the abyss, the Rangers found Nightmariner, a hulking shadow of what he once was. His voice was distorted, his form unstable. Massive coral spires surged up around him, pulsing with dark power. You came to die, he snarled, barely able to stand. Atlantis will drown in its own arrogance. You're sick, Stavros, Damaris said. We can help you, but this ends now. Nightmariner raised his trident. Then come try. The battle erupted. Pharion led the charge, his crimson demizord amplifying his hammer blows with seismic force. Gala circled, a blur of precision and speed. Haust summoned runic barriers to shield the team, while Lazo ricocheted from point to point with his trident spinning. Nightmariner countered with erratic, violent energy surges. Coral pillars collapsed, cracks split the ocean floor, but the Rangers refused to fall. Damaris, in his golden armor, clashed with Nightmariner directly, trident against trident, golden energy against corrupt shadow. You wanted to protect this city, Damaris shouted. Don't let the toxin make you destroy it. I have nothing left, Nightmariner roared. Yes, you do, Damaris said, piercing through the chaos. You still have a choice. In that instant, the corrupted grid surged. A massive wave of energy prepared to unleash. Joe's voice cut in. The pulse is coming. If you're going to use the cure, it has to be now. Damaris stabbed his golden trident into the ground, channeling purified energy from the Atlantean core through it. The other Rangers joined him, each of their weapons glowing in unison. A sphere of light erupted from their formation, surrounding Nightmariner in a radiant cocoon. He screamed, writhing in agony, but slowly the armor cracked, and then it shattered. The corrupted energy dissipated, revealing Stavros, unconscious, weakened, but human again. Proteus arrived moments later with a small contingent of medics, her eyes locked with Damaris's. "It's over," she whispered. In the aftermath, Stavros was taken into recovery, his fate uncertain, but his corruption gone. Poseidon called the city together in a massive amphitheater of coral and light. The people cheered the Rangers, their saviors, and then Poseidon stepped forward. "Atlantis was nearly lost," he said, his voice echoing through the water. "But it endures because of those who chose hope, not hatred. I named Damaris protector of Atlantis, and I honor the child he and Pris will raise as a symbol of unity between old blood and new strength." The crowd roared. Trident, watching from a distance, said nothing, turned and walked away. As the light of the core glowed overhead, the team stood together. Damaris, Pharion, Gala, Haust, and Lazo, united, battle-tested, and bound by purpose. Atlantis had survived, and its guardians had risen,